All right, well, welcome everybody. I'm Keenan Roberts official. I'm the founder of Abri Clothing, and today I just wanted to spend some time and interview my friend Kev, Iceyboykev, or what do they call you? What's your name? Where did that come from?
Iceyboykev?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll get straight into it. So Iceyboykev actually came from my friend back in my freshman year of high school. His name was Julian Sandoval. Shout out to him if he's watching. I doubt it, but you know. But yeah, he was my friend back in high school. I was just Kevin back then, and then he was like, "Hey, you should start a YouTube channel." And I already wanted to do it.
Okay.
But after he said that, I was like, "All right, I'm really gonna do it now." But it was kind of a collaborative thing. I'm like, I didn't know what to call myself. I didn't know really anything like that.
Just a random friend back in high school.
Yeah. We was like pretty close friends and stuff, but I mean, I don't really keep in contact with him anymore, but maybe I should. But yeah, he texted me that night. So we kind of recorded a little video. We was in art class. We didn't do anything in art class. Oddly enough. And that's what I do. But but we didn't do anything in art class really. We're messing around. We just made like a little video pretending to do like one of those reaction videos. Yeah. And so we just did like one of those. It was real stupid. And so I had that video, and he's like, "Hey, you should call yourself Iceyboykev." I was like, "That is super clean." So I just took it and ran with it.
I saw the ice bag, and I was like, okay, it's all right. So for everybody out there that's watching, again, this is just a time where I wanted to interview my friend Kevin and just talk about his entrepreneurship journey. He's an artist and many other things, and hopefully he'll tell us more about that today. But we'll start by just, why don't you tell everybody what you do and give us a little bit of background on that.
Okay, my name is Kevin McKinney Jr., and I am a sneaker artist. So what I do is I hand paint, I hand paint sneakers, cleats, slides, footwear. If it goes on your feet, I probably can paint it. I also do denim jackets, things like that, and that's what I do. I'm an artist. It's just what would you say, non-traditional canvas. It's just a different canvas pretty much.
So how old were you when you started doing artwork, period?
So I actually started. Sorry.
No, you got the inspiration. I just want to know, I used to draw. I used to do all that stuff. And I got brothers and, my father, everybody draw. And I kind of got older and it just fell off. And usually when you stick to something, you get better at it. But if for anybody that has not seen his work, check him out. Dude's cold. So I just want to understand, when did you learn? How did you learn? Mm-hmm. And how quick did it take you to get good at it, if that makes sense?
Okay. I hope we got time, because I have a long answer to that.
We got time. You got time.
So yeah. So actually, I guess kind of similar story to what you were saying. I started drawing back when I was 5 years old. I started doing, now it wasn't good or anything, but I started drawing back when I was 5 years old. I would do Sonic the Hedgehog. That was my favorite. I would watch it all the time. I would play the games. And so I tried to draw that. So I started out drawing that. I did that through elementary school, probably up until about, so what's that, 5 years? That's kindergarten. So all the way up until maybe around fourth grade. So I was about 9 years old. And then I kind of stopped drawing. I started to draw other stuff. But then once I got around, I just started to fall off, like you said. I tried it, I did it, and I just kind of started to fall off. I just didn't really do it anymore. Once I got middle school, I started, doing sports and that type of thing. So I kind of fell off in that aspect. I just didn't do it anymore. And then plus I thought all the kids that walked around with a notepad drawing and stuff, they were all weird to me. So I'm like, I'm not one of them. So so I just kind of blew it off or whatever. And fast forward to my freshman year of high school, I was forced, because everyone is, you have to take art or some form of art. Right. I didn't want to do theater or band or anything like that, so I just chose, art, regular art, painting and that type of thing. And it was literally just a beginner's art class, and my teacher quickly picked up that I probably should have been in an advanced art class, just because I've always been interested in it, so I kind of know a little bit more than just the surface of it. And so that when I got to that class, it kind of, I guess, woke that up in me where I'm like, oh man, this is cool, you know, because we would learn, I kind of relearned a little bit, or it just kind of reminded me, you know, and I learned how to draw a little bit better in that class, and we did watercolor and painting. We did all kind of stuff like that, and that year is when I actually, so I guess, I don't know if this is going to your next question or if you just asked it, but how I got started doing it on sneakers is...
That's what I want. Where do you go from going, you know, taking art class, drawing, and all that to sneakers? Like, from my understanding, that's a whole other ball game, right? Like, so help us understand where you went from drawing on canvases and art class to, you know, picking up a sneaker and doing your art there.
Yeah, so the thing about me is, and I didn't have a job or anything back then. And my dad would give me some pretty nice shoes, but I never had Jordans or anything. But I always loved Jordans. I've always been a sneakerhead since I was really, really young. I just always loved sneakers for whatever reason. I watch all the sneaker YouTubers. I knew every Jordan name. I knew the name of, like, all the shoes. I keep up with all this stuff, release dates and everything, and I couldn't even afford anything. So, like, why am I even, you know? But anyway, so I would always just keep up with that stuff. I love sneakers, and I thought art was just like, it was cool and it was something I did, but I kind of just blew it off, like I said, once I got a little bit older. But then having to take that art class, it kind of just like woke that up in me where I'm like, man, I really like this. And one day I was just on YouTube. I just watched a lot of YouTube. So I came across this girl, and she was painting, I think they were like Chicago Jordan 1s. She took an all-white Jordan 1 and painted them into the Chicago Jordan 1s. So, I don't know.
See,
so
I don't know much about my Jordan. It's real bad. I don't know what the ones, too. All I know what the ones look like. Everything else after that, I have no idea. So
I was going to say, you know, Chicago Jordan 1s, those are pretty highly coveted sneakers.
Okay.
And they had just re-released at the time. The year prior, they came out in 2015. They re-released in 2015, so they was hot and everybody wanted them. But I think resale at that time was like anywhere from $400 to $500. So
$400-$500 for some shoes.
Yeah. So they retail for $160.
That's
but on the
crazy.
resale market, they was all, and they sold out instantly.
Do you do resell at all?
I don't. Maybe one day I'll get into it. I always wanted to get into it.
Yeah.
Once I started doing the sneaker art thing, I just kind of never, you know, been on it like that. But maybe one day that'll be something I'll get into. But yeah, I seen that video and I'm like, what? Like, that was crazy. She was painting sneakers, and it's a combination of the two things that I love. So I was like, man, I want to try this. Yeah. And so I begged my mom to give me a starter kit, and she got it for me. It was just...
She loves you.
She got me the starter kit just with a contingency that I did her shoes first.
Oh, she's smart. Yeah, she loves you.
she's like, you gotta do my shoes first. So I did hers. Them mugs were garbage. Like,
man,
they were horrible. But I mean, she loved them or acted like she loved them. I don't know. But
mom's gotta do what she gotta do.
Yeah. So she got it from me, and then because like I said, I didn't have no job or money or anything. So she ended up getting it for me, and then it's just I never looked back after that.
Yeah. So okay, this is not true. I don't think it's easy, but like for me to get started, if I wanted to, you know, start doing customization on sneakers, jackets, whatever it is, how hard is it to get started? And then the second question is it costly if you want to start doing that? That's kind of what I want to know. Like, if I really wanted to pick up a hobby during my free time and I wanted to start customizing things, could I do customizing sneakers or jackets? Like, so just tell me a little bit more about what the cost would be and, you know, how difficult that process is.
So cost can vary, but I can tell you from my perspective is like, I didn't, you know, shoes, let's just say shoes aren't as easy to come across as, you know, a little canvas from Michaels or something. Like, shoes cost a lot more, especially if they're shoes that, you know, you want to wear, like the Air Forces or Jordans or something like that. It costs a lot more money. And while you can, like, if you wanted to customize sneakers, because then you do, like what I did, I took my shoes, my school shoes, they were all white Air Force Ones. I bought them on my birthday, which is at the end of July, but I bought them for school, which started in like mid-August. And I wore those. They were all white Air Force Ones, but by the time I got into it, which was like March or April or something like that, by the time I got into it, the shoes were already like kind of brownish yellow, like they was getting old. And so I just took the shoes that I had and I painted all of them. All the shoes that I had, old shoes I had, shoes I had then. There was only one pair of shoes I didn't paint right then, and they were these KD5 Christmas editions, and that's because I got them from SneakerCon. And they was new, so I wasn't gonna touch those.
Yeah, that's like official or something. That's like an exclusive site, or what is SneakerCon?
It's the biggest sneaker convention.
Okay, some people listening are probably like, this guy doesn't know nothing about. I really don't. I really don't.
No, I get it, but it's one of the biggest ones in the world. I know, but yeah, they had it in L.A. at the time in Anaheim. Okay. So I went down there.
Look, we got right into the conversation. Yeah. I'm sorry. So where you? LA? Are you from LA?
I'm from California. I'm from Bakersfield, California, which is about two hours north of LA. That's usually how people know it, because typically people don't know where it's at when I tell them. So
Bakersfield. Yeah. I think the only way I know about Bakersfield is because I think you might have told me where Bakersfield.
Yeah,
I didn't know what it was before. So yeah, I'm not bad, man. I didn't get. We got right into it. But that's the point. We want to let people know what you do and what the process is, and just really get to know you more. And I think a part of that is understanding where you're from. So I think I know this, but for the people watching, how in the world do you go from sneakers not sneakers, but Bakersfield, LA, to customizing sneakers in Texas? What's that story about?
So there's actually a lot that goes in. There's a lot. So yeah, I'm from California, Bakersfield, California. Like I said, ended up moving to Texas so that we can go to church here, to Adamant Believers Council. Our life is way better here. Me and my family, that's why I'm saying our life is way better here, and it's just where we're at. And we ended up moving here to Fort Worth, Texas. And so I guess kind of the long answer to that is I was customizing sneakers as a hobby over there. I was just doing it. Okay. My uncle, he actually, he's only 6 years older than me, 6 or 7 years older than me. So, and we have like kind of the same stature. So he would give me his old shoes and I would paint them up, and he would just give me his old shoes, and he gave me like 5 pairs. It was like some Air Maxes, some Air Force Ones, just a couple other pairs, some Nike Cortez. And as soon as I got them, I would wear them like that, because I'm like, man, I got some more shoes. And they were too big for me, but I still wore them anyway. And I'm like, man, this is cool, but I ended up just painting them. So that was kind of my thing there. And I would wear them.
Okay, so you was customizing before you got here. Okay, because I'm like, when I saw you customizing shoes, I'm like, whoa, came out of nowhere. Dude was just cold, but this is something you've been doing.
I started customizing, I think, like 2 years before we moved out here.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've been doing this for a while now, and so that's kind of what it was here. And when we moved here, things kind of changed, situation changed. I ended up graduating from high school early. Okay. And so it was kind of like, and I just kind of had a realization, like through seeing it on the internet more and more, it's like I can actually make a living doing this. Okay. And so it's like, now I got to turn it up, It's, right. Not just a hobby anymore. And so that's really what pushed me from, and just practice is just, I painted like, I don't even know how many shoes and stuff I've done. I've done like so many projects. Just on my own stuff and on other people's stuff, and just through practice, I've gotten better. But that's definitely a determining factor, is just seeing the opportunity and saying, okay, I gotta turn it up,
Okay, so you mentioned a few things. So first, ABC's dope, right? I love that. Love your family, great people. So the Christian aspect of it, right? So as an artist, I've seen some amazing work out there, but like, are there like, do you have any inspiration out there that you kind of follow, or where does your inspiration come from? And then also, what do you find, like, what is it like when you're out there, promoting, customizing things, or trying to do customizations for people from a Christian perspective, or, do you incorporate that part of your life into the work that you're doing?
Yeah. So the first part of that question, what was it?
It's kind of has two questions. Inspiration. How what inspiration? What how you
just approach my work.
Approach your work from a Christian perspective.
Yeah.
But also, where do you get your inspiration?
Okay, yeah. So inspiration, actually, you know, and like I know there's one artist that I do like a lot, and that's Cause. I don't know if you're familiar with him.
I never heard of Cause. I'm gonna have to look him up.
Yeah, he's a pretty big artist, but he does a lot of like the reason I like his artwork is because he does a lot of like abstract / cartoony type of artwork, and I feel like that's the style that I like the most. I've done, you know, I've tried realism, I've done cartoon work, I've done Galaxy, like I've just done all kind of everywhere, all kind of stuff. I've even tried a little bit of deconstruction of shoes, which didn't go too well because, you know, but I've tried all kind of things, you know, but I feel like that's the one that I like the most. It's just something that's colorful. It's bright. I mean, I don't have them on now. I had them on earlier, dang it. But I had my shoes on earlier, a pair that I did for myself where it's just super abstract. You know, it doesn't necessarily have a definition, if that makes sense. And it's just kind of out there. I mean, my thing when I make customs, especially when some people know what they want, you know, and I work for the customer, you know. But when they give me artistic freedom or I'm doing a special project or doing things for myself, I just always want to make sure that you or whoever the onlooker is knows that you can't walk into the store and get this. So I'm trying to make it as crazy as possible.
So you kind of switched gears a little bit, and this is what I wanted to talk about this, and I'm sure people want to know too. You mentioned you realize you can make a living customizing shoes. So as far as everybody watching, you customize shoes, but you do this as a business.
Yes.
This is something that you do. Okay, tell us about that.
So, I mean, where do I start? Like,
I
mean, this is what I do. I paint sneakers for a living. I mean, I take custom orders. I do special projects, collaborations in the works right now. I got some good stuff in the works right now. And I'm in the process of launching my own sneaker class, and I actually am teaching a sneaker art class right now.
Okay.
Teamed up with the Art Council of Fort Worth, and I'm working with them with local community centers to teach them. And that kind of goes back to, I think one of the questions you asked earlier about how much it costs to get into this and things like that. One thing for me is my artwork is my artwork, and the price is the price, and that's that. And that's just what it is.
You got to name your price.
And so, but because of that, I know, you know, I didn't necessarily have, you know, someone to teach me. I mean, I watched YouTube videos and kind of like taught myself how to do it. Yeah. I didn't necessarily have someone to teach me. And not to mention, sneakers are not necessarily the cheapest canvas, you know, like no matter, like just for the average Joe, it's not the cheapest canvas, you know?
Right.
So making it more affordable and available to more people, that's kind of my goal with the sneaker art class. And so I just feel like it's perfect, you know, like with community centers and schools and things like that.
So I got some questions on that. But before I ask more questions, those of you that are watching, especially on the live right now, if you got questions for Kevin and myself, go ahead and dump them in there. We'll read them off maybe at the end of the session, and we'll try to hit those for you. Please be appropriate. Please, you know, we don't want none of that. We're trying to keep it clean. That's that. We got somebody that'll read them off for you. So from a business strategy, how did you get that? How did you get the connections? Like, I know there's a lot of people maybe out there that are watching that they have their own business, or maybe they customize sneakers like you, and they just don't really know where to start to get clients. What would you say is the best approach to that? You know, I think of social media. I think of your backyard. Like, how did you get started? And, you know, tell us a little bit more about your clientele.
Yeah. So I don't necessarily have, you know, like a pipeline of people that I just, you know, shoot email lists to, and it's like, hey, buy some sneakers. It's not an everyday purchase type of thing, you know, like a t-shirt or like a subscription type of thing. It's not really like that, you know. So for me, my thing is, like, a lot of people back in Bakersfield knew that I did it because I would always be painting a sneaker. Like, since I started, I'm always painting a sneaker. I would put YouTube videos up of it, and I was wearing them. I'm wearing them to school. I'm wearing them everywhere. And even though they weren't the greatest of work back then, they still knew that I was doing it. And some of them still kind of follow with it online of my progress and things like that. So there's that. And then just getting plugged in here. I'll be here 4 years in August. So just being here and meeting different people, it just spreads the word that people know, like, this is what I do, And so a lot of my support came from family members back at home, and then family members here just at the church that really support me and things like that. But yeah, as it pertains to, like, I guess, business strategy and things like that, you definitely have to meet people. And I think that I'm not a business guru or anything like that. I'm really not. But I think that's where most artists get it wrong. I was getting it wrong like that. I just started, like, getting it right. Yeah. And then there's still a lot that I have to do right. So I'm not saying it from that aspect, but what I'm saying is I think a lot of artists, because what's the stereotypical artist? Someone that's kind of misunderstood, kind of standoffish, to themselves type of thing. Well, that and building a business don't go together. Like, you have to come out of your shell. You gotta definitely. You have to connect with people, because people. We need people. We need people. The only way you're gonna make it is, by connecting with people. So
yeah, I love that.
And that was definitely hard for me because, contrary to what a lot of people believe, I'm actually not that outgoing and stuff like that. It's just something I've had to learn to do, because the business not gonna go anywhere if I don't take it.
Right.
So,
no doubt. I totally get that. I think especially if you want to get somewhere, you want to learn something from people as well, like knowing people and making the right connections. That's important. So you kind of touched on it a little bit, but I want to hear more. Like, if I want to get my business going, or I want to make those connections, like, give me an example, right? Maybe what you're doing today that they might want to hear, so that they can understand, like, starting from scratch, maybe, or maybe you're not at an entry level. Maybe you've been doing this for some time and you don't know where to go to make connections or network.
Yeah. So first, I'm gonna just start by saying there's no cookie cutter. Like, I can't give what would you call it? I can't give you, like, a step by step. Do X, Y, and Z, and you're gonna be successful. Because everyone's situation is different. Right. Like, me personally, I'm here, like, for the half of me, actually working and trying to build this business. Like, back at home in Bakersfield, it was just a hobby. It's just kind of a hobby. I just love doing it. I wasn't really thinking business level, but things changed when I got here. And so when I moved here, it's like, okay, I got to turn it up and everything like that. But here, I don't know anyone here. Like when we got here, I knew 5 people and I was related to all of them. Right. And so that's different versus if I was back there, all of my family is in Bakersfield, California, and all of my family knows somebody, and they know that, like, it's like all connected because it's not a big city. Right. It's like I think a couple hundred.
So could you use those connections to make more connections even though you're here? Or is that, like, does that make it difficult?
I could, but I'm more focused right now on just, what would you say? Just kind of grasping or taking this community and owning this community first before I start to reach out, because at the end of the day, I'm not there, And so, but with that being said, it's like, if I was there, and we were there and things like that, I'd have all those connections there. That would definitely help for it. Because, would it really help as it pertains to me doing custom pieces and things like that? It might, but I know definitely that it will help with my art class and things like that, because I went to school there. Every single person in my family went to school there, so it's like, and then plus LA's right down the street. I probably would have moved there and just try to make it happen, So every situation, the point I was making with that that long story is that every situation is different, Right. You may have, your dad may be, an MLB player or something, so you can get your hands on any shoe you want, versus you may not have anything to start on. You got to go to a community center to learn from someone, type of thing. So it's like everyone's situation is different. But one thing I will say, the most important thing is you got to get creative. You gotta know what your situation is and be creative. Like, things I've had to do, like like now I'm starting to get paid to do my classes, but at first I wasn't.
Okay, I see that. That's what we talking about. This is where I want to. This is what I want to know. Where's the money coming in, and how?
Yeah.
Like you went from learning this art, this skill, to realizing you can make it into a business and make a profit doing this, to networking, making connections, and you got clients, or you're making money doing it. So from not making money to making money, like where do those dots connect? Not mentally, but like you said, I know you said there's no cookie cutter way or XYZ 1 2 3, but like how did you do it? Because you might open someone else's understanding and creativity.
Like I said, the main thing is just being creative. So I wasn't really thinking creatively at first. I'm just thinking, I'll just post all my stuff on Instagram and that'll work. Which no, it's not that it hasn't worked.
Sure.
Because online is good for the sake of a portfolio and things like that.
Yeah.
But nothing's gonna beat going and meeting someone or a networking event and things like that. I rarely get my sales just on Instagram. I got a friend out there. I'm not gonna name his name. He was doing a review on a specific business and millions of dollars in sales, and they have like no real social like they have a presence so you can like find them, but like they do a lot of marketing on the back end. So I see what you're saying. Yeah, and so like that being said, it's like that, and that goes to like the comfort thing. Like I'm just in my shell. Like I'll just put the stuff online because that's more comfortable for me. But I had to get out of that, and I had to, like with the community centers, like I said, like now I'm getting paid to do it. But at first I just had to go in there and just show them what I had to offer. They don't know who I am. Like I'm nobody to them. So I have to go show them what I can do before I can require something of them.
How you showing what you could do?
I just went and did free classes.
Okay.
I've done a bunch of free classes. Okay. At different community centers. I went to like 5 different community centers. Yeah. I just went up there. I just said, and this is I just started doing this back in December of 2021. Yeah. I just took a day and I said, okay, I need to hit up all these community centers. So I went to them. I literally just went in there and I was like, hey, I have this idea. Who do I need to talk to about starting an art class? And I'm like, art class? Mm-hmm. That's the typical answer, art class. Yeah, so then I go, okay, I'm Kevin McKinney, Iceyboykev Customs. I paint sneakers, and I'm looking to get into teaching kids how to do this. So that was, my whole script or whatever. Yeah. So I go into different community centers all around Fort Worth, and I would tell them, what I have to offer. Some people called me back, some didn't.
Wow.
But the ones that did, someone finally gave me a chance. It was actually the Thomas Place Community Center. Okay. Gave me a chance, and I went in there, and I had 6 kids in my class. Yeah. And what we did is I presented, and the class has kind of changed over time as I get more experience and things like that. So now I'm more structured than I was then. I was just kind of throwing an idea out there, see what sticks.
You started somewhere.
I just had to start, and like me personally, I tend to overthink everything. Yeah. So I'm the same way. I need to just. For me personally, I know I just got to just go out there and just do it. Just do something, you know? And so I did that. So what we did is I got a denim. No, I didn't do that there. So I kind of answered questions. I had my table with my all my display kicks and all that stuff. And I just kind of had them ask questions. It was just kind of like a layback Q&A type of thing. Like, you can get into this too, this is all you do. Hey, how do you do this? How do you do that? It was that type of thing. It was kind of last minute, but I really wanted to do it because, like I said, I just needed someone to give me a chance. Mm-hmm. And then after that, I went to another community center, and I asked the lady, and she was like, yeah, let's do it. So I was like, all right.
So how many no's did you get before you got a yes?
So I didn't get a no necessarily. Okay. I just didn't get a call back type of thing. So, or like I'll email them and no response. Yeah. So there was, it actually wasn't a lot, and I think community centers was the right way to go because they want the kids to be occupied. They want the kids to be occupied. They need something educational because it lines up with the people that are donating the money to run this stuff.
So I'm blown away because you went to community centers. Like, what made you think community center? This is my path. Unless you just throwing something at the wall and see if it sticks, which that happens sometimes. But you went to them to ask who has art classes, and then you mentioned the kids. You had 6 kids. So tell me more about that. Like, how did you think? Okay, if I go target the children at community, like, what did that path look like?
That actually was not me. That was my dad that told me.
Oh, okay.
He said he was just saying like that'll be a good place to start. Because I told him, I'm like, yeah, art class. That's something I want to do. Just because I don't know, and like I'm not the best customizer out there or anything like that, but I know what I'm doing, and I'm good at what I do. So to teach the kids, and like I said, like my main thing with the art class is kind of like less so making money and more so just making it available to more people, because like I said, everyone's situation is different. You might not have an uncle that would just give you shoes like that, or you might not have the money or whatever the case, So just to make it available to more people, and so that was just kind of my idea behind it. And he was telling me like that might be a good place to start because of things like it's the kids. They just they need to keep them occupied, and especially with like things like a community center, they want art classes. They want minorities. I don't get into that stuff, but they want minorities and that type of thing. So it's like a foolproof plan type of thing. And so I just went over there, and that's where I went over there, see what I can do. And like I said, I went to another community center, and she was like, yeah, let's do it. And that time I had like 10 kids. What we did on that one, I bought a denim jacket. I painted it like light gray, so just for a base. And I had all the kids come in there, and I just kind of showed them, and they put whatever they want on the jacket. It was just kind of like a collaborative thing. And then from there, it just started to grow. I started to do my sneaker cutouts, which is a budget-friendly version of a sneaker, because sneakers can get pretty expensive, like I've been saying. But a sneaker cutout, it's in the shape of a sneaker, but it's leather still. So it's still kind of teaching them the gist of it,
It's leather?
Yes.
Okay, because I saw some stuff on your Instagram where y'all was cutting out the sneakers with paper, but was that leather or is that something completely different? Oh, wow. See, I would have had no clue. Wow, it's white leather.
Yes.
Wow, that is genius. So you're pretty much giving the children a canvas without having to spend all that money. Are you providing the tools for the children to do that?
Yeah.
See?
That's the part I was saying is cold. Like I was doing that, but I've done so many classes, like I think all the way up until like 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
All of my classes were free. I'm just going up there, I'm offering this, but I knew in the back of my head that not necessarily I'm trying to make money off of them, but I am trying to make money, but I'm just trying to show people and put it out there, because right now nobody knows who I am.
Right.
I'm nobody, right? But if I plug into the community and they start to recognize, they start to see what I have to offer, right? And the different community centers like it. Even if I only went over there, did one class, they liked it, all right, great. Go to this one, they like it, all right, great. Well, now I can come to you and say, this is a program that I provide. This is what it costs, this, and that.
That's cool.
So yeah,
I got to do that. I got to, because everything I'm doing for my business is online, pretty much. I mean, I just started a ambassador program, but it's still digital, right? Like, and we've been talking about this. I just hadn't done nothing, so I need to get up off my behind and get in the backyard, because it seems like that's a quicker route. Even though you might not know nobody, you'll meet someone every single day or every single time, and that's way better than a connection on Instagram.
So I did that art event, so I was added to the email list for this thing in Fort Worth. It's like real historic. It's artistic, and it's kind of like the art capital, if you will, of Fort Worth, or DFW. And I was invited to this networking event. I was invited 3 times, and the first 2 times I blew it off, and I'm like, nah, whatever.
Yeah.
It starts at 8 a.m. And so
was it a weekend or a weekday?
On Wednesdays.
Oh,
Wednesdays at 8 a.m. On the south side of Fort Worth. And so I'm like, I don't really want to do all that, whatever. But then I said, I just had a mindset change, and I'm just like, I have to go.
Yeah.
I don't know what's gonna happen there, and I just didn't know. So I ended up going, and I met a lot of great people. It was a lot of great people in there. Everything from just like you name it, like a pilot came and put his business card in my pocket and said, "Call me." Cause
a pilot.
Yes, he was a pilot
at an art event.
It wasn't an art event.
I'm not paying attention.
No, I'm saying it's like the art capital, like that organization.
Yeah.
they do a lot of art stuff and plugging into the community, and it's very historic, but all kind of business owners are a part of that.
Huh.
And that's what I'm saying. Like,
I gotta get there.
Yeah, I can give you all the information.
I gotta get there.
And that's what I'm saying. I just went there, and I ended up. There was other artists there. There was other business owners of all, like, you name it. They was there.
Yeah,
all kind of different business owners. Just a whole lot of different people that I was able to talk to. Like, we did like a little circle thing where everybody, you know, they're like, I'm so and so. This is what I do.
Yeah.
Call me if you need a commercial building or something like that. Like,
what?
Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah.
Did you tell me about this?
Did I?
We met a while back, and we was talking about kind of like background, grassroots, and backyard. But you was telling about some events. Is this the same thing, or is this something different?
This is probably the same event, because I did the art event back in April. But this is probably I haven't told you about this.
Okay,
though,
why'd you tell me about this, man? You can't be hanging out here, man. Oh man, that's
like
cold.
It was all kind of people there, and then afterward, because I wore a pair of my custom Air Forces. Went up there. After we was done, I was like shooting to go talk to some people after they said what they do. I'm like, shoot, I got to go connect with them. People would stop at me saying, I love it. I haven't been able to stop looking at your shoes. Like, you know, can I get a card? That type of thing. And it's like, you just got, like, if I wouldn't have went to that, I wouldn't have been able to make those connections. I got two other guys that run these organizations where they help kids and they teach kids skills and things like that, which is along the same lines that I do. Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to make those connections with those big businesses.
I was just about to ask you, so did it help? Did you get connections that you were able to leverage afterwards?
Yes, I had a whole lot of them.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
And it was just crazy because I'm like, I really didn't want to go. I just didn't, because I don't know. It's just, maybe it's a comfort thing or something like that. I just didn't want to go, but I knew is what I needed to do, and I know this business is not gonna move if I don't move. So I had to do it.
Yeah, hey, for y'all that's watching, if you're an ambassador for a breed, we got to get on this. We got to get on this, because that's crazy. So, marketing. We talked about, like, you developing the skill, understanding the investment that you put into it and what you would get out of it. How do you market yourself? I know you kind of said networking a little bit, like going out to the different districts and whatnot. But like social media, do you have a website? You know, where can someone go to see what you're doing? But also, how are you bringing content to them?
Yeah. So I'm actually still in the process of building my website. I've been doing fine without one, even though I know that extra level of professionalism is that website, and I need it. So I'm going to get it eventually. But right now, there's just other things like collaborations in my art class and things like that. It's not more important than those right now. So that's the story with that. But I am on social media, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. And I mean, I post stuff on there, and I mostly use that. I mean, I just kind of have fun on there and just kind of show, I guess, my life. Not, you know, like, it's not, it is personal. You know, I just kind of show myself because I'm creative. Like, I'm an artist. Like, that's who I am. So, you know?
Yeah, you're right. You know, I think, you know, I know there's people out there that have businesses and they separate their personal life from their brand. Mine is sort of like that. You'll see that, you know, if you go on my page, you'll see my businesses. But like on the business side, it's very hard or maybe a little difficult to figure out who runs that business because I keep those two avenues separate. You know, but on your Instagram, I see you got this over here, you got that over there. And I didn't stop to think it's because you're an artist. I didn't connect those dots till you just said that. So do you find that beneficial that you kind of don't separate? Well, it's in your name. Your name is the business, so you kind of got to do it that way. Yeah.
But yeah, for me personally, I had my sister running my Instagram for a long time because I didn't want to go on there because I didn't like social media. I didn't want to be on it. It's just, I don't know, just bad.
She's nice. She nice, man. Gotta just do the Instagram for you.
So I didn't want one. That's why. And she said, you know, and she was like, you need to make one, like, to get your work out there. And this is like when we first moved here, and I'm like, I don't want to do it. So I was like, okay, if you're gonna make one, then you do that. Like, I don't want to do it. She's like, all right, I'll do it.
She put you on game, bro.
Yeah. And so she got
you plugged in.
She was doing that, and I wasn't touching it. But fast forward to 2021, the end of 2020 and 2021, I started to go on there and I'm just posting. I started to get a lot of business and things like that. So I started to try to figure stuff out on my own and learn how to work it and things like that.
Yeah.
So I started to do that, but I was just posting like, okay, I have a shoe in front of me there, and now there's paint on it there, and like I'm just posting stuff like that, and it's like I realize people want and I just think about myself like I just like buying. You know, we all buy from people that we like, right? Mm-hmm. Like. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
your clothing brand could be garbage, but if I like you, I'm gonna just wear it. Like,
man,
not that it is, but I'm just saying, like,
yeah,
that's just what it is. Like, people, you know, and so I try to make my Instagram personable. I just switch gears and say, you know, let me make this more personable. You know, if I'm at IHOP, you know, let me put that on my story. You know, Little Caesars, that they always are on my story.
You got me thinking, bro.
You know,
you about to see me cheesing on Instagram now on my business page.
But yeah, like. I just make it personal because it's like when you, and I know this because I used to watch I don't really watch like that anymore, but I used to watch a whole lot of YouTube and YouTubers and vloggers and stuff like that. And it's like, I felt like I knew those people. I didn't know them. If they see me, they would walk right over me and not even know. But I felt like I knew them. And I mean, I guess in a sense I did because, you know, when you're vlogging and stuff like that, you're showing people your life.
Dude.
So it's like, it just makes that extra connection. And so that's why I decided to go that route with
I kind of find that difficult, but in some ways necessary. Because you're right. Like what you just said, people buy from people they trust and they know. And you're kind of mixing the personal and the business kind of gives people that access to you in a way. And that's where I kind of get like, I don't know if I want people to have that kind of access to me.
And I mean, that's the beauty is you control it. So you get to control how personal it is. Like I don't mind, you know, on whatever particular day, dropping my location, like, oh, I'm here, or, you know, showing on the video, or whatever, oh, I'm out here, but you might not be comfortable with that, so you don't have to do it, or you don't do it as often, maybe like once a week or something. I'll do it like every day. I don't care. Like, I don't care. Like, I'll throw literally like anything on my story, or like sometimes I'm out, like, you know, a couple weeks ago, we was out, played basketball with Mr. Jermaine, and we was able to have like a lot of fun. That was 3 years in the making, and it's like I put that on my Instagram. Does it have anything to do with custom sneakers? No, but I just put it on there anyways because it's cool memories to me. Yeah. And at the same time, it kind of draws a different crowd. You know, those reels be reaching a lot of people, so it kind of brings more people to your page. Like, who's this dude? Like,
I saw this reel you posted. Oh, it was so cold. Y'all check it out. It's a recent one. It's probably one that got the most views, I think. The Picasso one. That was cold. I almost called you Mr. Picasso on here. So, like, content creation. So your sister, she was helping you at first. You kind of took over. Now you're doing everything. Do you just post to post? Are you intentional with your content? And if so, what's your strategy with that?
So when it comes to content, I just kind of, like I said, I mix it up. I post, you know, my work. I post kind of my life. They're like hand in hand. So I kind of like post both of them. Most of like the personal stuff is like on my stories and things like that. But as it pertains to content creation, I just kind of, I mean, I see what I see on Instagram and I'm like, okay, that's cool. Let me try something like that. Let me try this angle. Let me try different things like that. I mean, for the most part, I keep it, when it comes to my pictures, I keep it pretty basic, but with my reels, I try to switch it up. And like I've been making videos since I was like 13. I've been making videos. I started out just making, me and my brothers would make movies, or we call them movies. It was like 5 minutes long.
I saw what y'all did the other day. That's cool. I ain't gonna put it out there, but it was cool.
But we make movies with our cousins and everything like that, and I'll be directing them stuff because I just love doing that. You know, and so we would do that. We would spend the night at my grandma's every weekend, and my cousins all lived in that same apartment complex. So we're always recording, we're always filming.
That's fun.
I'll be vlogging and everything. I didn't even have a YouTube channel at the time, and all those videos, because I didn't have that much storage on my phone, I had to delete them before I even got to the point where I had a YouTube channel. But even way before I even had a YouTube channel, I was making videos and things like that. So videos I mean, it works out perfectly because I think it's just one of those things where, like I talked about, like, I'm just a creative, like, and I'm not saying that like I'm just something. I just like being creative. I'm always thinking of ways, okay, how to switch things up, how to do this, how to do that, you know, and that it's just one of those things where I love making videos. I don't know why. I really don't. But I love making videos. I love making art and stuff. So it just kind of goes together. So I'm always thinking of different content ideas. Now, all of them, probably like the half of them, I don't post. Or I just don't record them just because it's like, well, whatever. But I'm always thinking of ideas, different ideas.
Do you have a question? Do you see any questions on the?
There's one question on the thread.
Okay. Can you read it?
It says, Kevin, where do you see your business in the next 5 years?
Okay. So for everybody that didn't hear, the question was, where do you see your business in the next 5 years?
So that's actually a great question. And it's also a question that I wouldn't say I hate it, but I don't really like that question just because I feel like, and I know, you fail to plan, you plan to fail, all that type of stuff. But me personally, it's just like there's so many variables in life. It's like I know what I would like, my future look like in 5 years. But at the same time, I'm not like hardcore planning for it because there's a lot of variables. Like 5 years ago, I did not expect to be here. Like I had whole other different plans for my life and what I was going to do and things like that. But I'm here, you know? And so just like with that being said, I just kind of I plan and I have a vision for where I want, and I just kind of take it like bite size, like short term. Okay. And then, okay, that's coming too close, short term. And like I said, like long term, like in 5 years, I'd love to be working with NFL players and my class be all over the DFW and maybe even around the country and stuff like that. Yeah, I'd love to be that. And that's very doable. Like that's very
You don't sound like you're too far from that.
Yeah, it's like that's very possible at the rate that I'm going. But I gotta just keep going and kind of take what life gives me, if that makes sense, because I'm like I said, I don't knock people that plan like that, and I just I already just struggle with writing stuff down and planning and stuff. I always plan, but I always just keep it in my head, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this, and that. But me personally, I guess kind of to answer the question, in 5 years, I'd like my art classes to be all around the DFW, and I'd like to be working with collegiate and professional athletes on sneaker art. I mean, just to give you like a general concept of where I'd like it to be. I think it can be a lot further than that. In reality, it can be a lot further than that, or it can be a lot less than that. It just depends on the work that I put in. But that's where I'd like it to be, but I don't necessarily have a specific answer like, it's going to be this, and that. And, just because I feel like there's a lot of variables in life and that are just out of my control. So I just kind of take it when it's given, if that makes sense. I don't know if I said that right, but yeah.
No, that's a good answer. That's a long answer, but hey,
I know, yeah,
that's
sorry.
all right. Everybody answers that question different. I was talking to one of my mentors when I first met him, not when I first met him, when I first got to kind of sit down with him.
Yeah.
That was a question he asked me: where do you see yourself in 5 years? And I was like, but I do think that's important to understand where you want to be, right? No matter what type of time frame you put that on there. So I see you rocking the merch, bro.
Of course, had to do it.
I see you rocking the merch, bruv. We didn't plan this. I promise. I know it seemed. Yeah, we said we gonna do the live at 8:00, but I thought he might wear that. And I had this on anyway, and I wasn't going to change it because you got to represent. So we talked about this. We're going to have to do a collab. And it's my fault because, I got my money, then something comes up. And it happens. But we got to do a collab.
Yes,
so we got to show. I know some people were asking about that. So we're going to give you the collab.
Definitely.
I asked you this earlier, but I'm going to ask again. And it's okay if you have the same answer. Do you have a special offer for anybody listening that tuned into the live or just for watching this video? Yet? No?
So I don't yet.
Okay.
I don't yet. I guess you guys are just going to have me back on because pretty soon I got some big things in the works and I'll have some great stuff to be able to offer you guys. I don't want to just hop on here and then just, hey, get $5 off your next shoe type of thing, But have me on again and I promise. No, I'm not going to promise.
You can't tell me you're going to promise and then not promise. Look, well.
No. Bring me back on, and I'm going to have a great deal to be able to offer you guys, the viewers. Like I said, I just don't want to throw something out there right now that's kind of lame. Like, Wait till this stuff comes into play, and we're gonna have some great stuff to give you guys. And yeah, so stay tuned for that.
Well, I'm gonna be that guy to tell you that if you tuned in right now, I'm gonna give you a discount. So you get his discount later. But
Yeah.
for those that are watching right now, like you got to be watching right now. Can you take a screenshot real quick? We got the screenshot. All right, we got the screenshot. I'm gonna DM you a special discount for the exact shirt that we wearing. And you might end up on here too with the same shirt. We'll see.
Maybe.
But appreciate you guys for tuning in. We're gonna wrap things up. I will upload this onto YouTube and check it out. Share it with your friends and let me know.
Yes.
Give us some feedback. DM me personally, and I'll try to get to your message on what else you would like to see, who else you would like to see up here. And we just want to talk about the story, right? We want to support different entrepreneurs out there, those that are trying to grow their business, those that are just getting started, those that are very experienced. I definitely want to get some folks on here that have a lot of experience in their journey too. But we really appreciate you guys. So again, it's Keenan Roberts Official, founder of Abri Clothing, and this is
Iceyboykev.
Appreciate you guys watching. Again, let me know in the comment section what you would like to see next, who you like to see up here. But I definitely want to make sure I ask my guy here, what advice would you leave with the audience?
So to all my people out there, I guess be it if you're an entrepreneur or not, just in life, some good advice that I have received on multiple occasions that I would give you is to keep going, and nothing will change unless you change it. So
that's great. Appreciate you, bro. You guys have a great day. Have a blessed day, and we'll see you on our next session. Peace out.
you already know what it is. It's Iceyboykev. Today we got a vlog. We're in Target right now, as you can see. Target. There's
40 degrees.
Yeah, it's 40 degrees out here in TX, Fort Worth. Look at these. 40 degrees out here. It's frozen. I'm used to 100-degree weather. But yeah, right now we up in Target, and we're just touring the city right now. That's all we're doing today, and yeah, let's go. All right, guys. So,
We're just gonna vlog.
how y'all
all
feeling
day.
today?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in Target still. So, yeah, so what have we been up to? We've been up to nothing. Just bored and stuff, you know? It's out here snowing and stuff.
The F-box.
The F-box. On our way to get some sandwiches. It's about lunchtime right now, so gotta go eat. Fill these bellies, fill these big old jackets up. But yeah, that's where we're going right now. Alright guys, choices everywhere, as you can see. I'm gonna keep on looking down.
Look, Papa said. Wow. You should totally be vlogging all this.
Be quiet.
I'm just saying, that would be a cool video. What?
Can I get some chicken strips?
Only for the y'all get cold stuff.
Alright, my section is back over here. Let me check out these sandwiches over here. Got like this right here. Nah. Eating lunch right now. As you should. Stupid. Eating lunch right now, as you can see. Bought this lunch at Target, but had to eat in Starbucks. This Target ain't got no yeah, they ain't got no food court seats and stuff. Just got done eating.
That's just
Had a-
like this is. Not trying to walk.
Had a little bit left. You know, this guy's stuff. So is he.
It fell off. Me too.
Hey. Anyways, yeah, now plans are to go to TCU, walk around there, see what it's looking like. Texas Christian University, if you didn't know what that was. Yeah, but plans are to probably go over there. And yeah, we'll just move on from there. As you guys can see though, raining outside. Yeah. Alright guys, as you can see, it's raining hard out here. And we almost got some frostbite because it's freezing out here. It's 40 degrees. And he's soaked. His face is frozen solid, that's why he's not moving it. Yeah. There it goes, all that rain. Alright guys, back on the bus, as you can see. This big old bus on the way back home. Probably can't hear me because of this. Everything. How was the trip? There's Caleb. There's Caleb over there. I'm not going to the library. Oh yeah. Yeah guys, it's been pouring all day. It's been pouring all day. Still is. Still 40 degrees. Freezing cold out there. Mall action, man.
I'm gonna have to take a
In Sears. Come on, take a nap, take a nap. Alright guys, we made it to the mall after like 40 minutes on that long bus. Waiting for the bus that whole time. And yeah, now we made it. Got a nice little fountain and stuff. What? Yeah. Would you look at this mall? Man, that made me dizzy.
Yo, we at the rack playing some ball, boys. Yes, sir. I'll zoom out a little bit. There we go. And one. Help this. It's not sickening, bro.
Huh?
It's not sickening, dog. Never mind.
No, I'm not putting it in.
You ain't gotta hold it like it.
Oh.
Nah, don't worry about it, bro. I got it.
Sorry.